the Pareto principle, 80-20, right? Yes. Indian export follows a different principle which is known as 70-30. Our 70% of our exports, so 350s, 70% of 350 is targeted in the global value chain of 30% of $19.5 trillion. Do you understand this? Which essentially means we are not even looking at $14 trillion worth of products, or to become a small component of that $14 trillion. And that is the challenge. That is the biggest challenge. With automation worldwide, the productivity is increasing, which essentially means India should be able to export more, because if the Western world's productivity increases, and as Dr. Mattu said, more developing markets would be needed to supply spare parts, components. But we have to be there. You know where we are present in that 70%? The global rice exports, we are 40% global. We are not even 40% in terms of population. We are not even in terms of geography, in terms of physical land. We are 40% in rice exports. We export buffalo meat. 19% of the total world's buffalo meat. Shrimps, we are 17%. That's what we are focusing on. Now, if we do not start shifting towards technology-driven products and become a part of that value chain, will never be meaningful in exports. And remember, everybody spoke about capital, everybody spoke about land, everybody spoke about labor, everybody spoke about manufacturing. As soon as you go up the value chain and whatever products I said, you don't need too much of land there. You don't need too many people there. If you are even bootstrapped and if you want to expand, there are a hell lot of private equity guys who are willing to fund you on equity. So you don't need to raise debt. And let me give you one more statistic. Sorry, sir, I'm taking you a little bit of time here. Last year, India saw one of the biggest inflows in unlisted transactions. So we received over $11.5–12 billion in unlisted market in private equity or in startup ventures. It is a record in like last 5-6 years we have not received. Similarly, in the equity capital markets, 2019 we received 1 lakh crore. If I convert it into dollar terms, approximately $14 billion in listed markets. It is after 6 years. In 2013 we received 1.13 lakh crores, which is approximately $16 billion. So we received after 6 years such a high number. So what Dr. Singh spoke about, that the headlines. So clearly reforms are slowing down the underlying economy, but what it is prompting is to start looking at opportunities which we haven't looked at. So there is a very famous saying, you can't expect different results doing the same things again and again and again. So this is a time when things are tough. Innovate and start thinking of items which you can do with least amount of labor, least amount of capital, least amount of land, least amount of hassles. At least this government, whatever good, bad, ugly they have done, one thing, full marks to this government, they have digitized it.
Yes, absolutely.
Nobody can dispute in last 5 decades, any government would have done so much to digitize it. So today you need a passport, today you need a a license, a driving license to anything. Everything can be available mostly online, right? So why can't we use technology in our favor rather than cribbing about it?
So, so first of all, I think this is the kind of gung-ho approach and the kind of optimism that I think is definitely needed. These are the kind of, as Keynes used to talk about animal spirits being the ultimate driver of growth, and I think what Siddharth said I agree with completely, except one part. He keeps emphasizing the virtue of this strategy being that you need very few people. The flip side of it, you create very few jobs. So I think I don't disagree with him. That I think, and that's why my central argument has been that you need, this is, I think Chairman Mao, somebody said you have to walk on two legs. You need to push the frontier and consolidate your strength in these sophisticated areas. Indians design semiconductors, but they don't make semiconductors. 100%. So the question is that it's very sophisticated. I don't know, I've repeated this. Did I tell you I'm trying to remember because I told this story over lunch. The ballpoint pen story, did I? But I didn't tell you. Sorry. I've repeated, my father does this, he repeats the same story again and again. And my son said, you're going to become like me, your grandson. I have to check every time now. So the ballpoint pen story is that you have so many numbers, I have only one number I remember. That China exported $38 billion worth of ballpoint pens for many years. But I didn't know this. It could not make the tip of the ballpoint pen. The tip of the ballpoint pen is apparently, at least for better ballpoint pens, requires ultra hard metal sheets which are ultra thin and which are shaped by ultra precision machinery. Those were all imported from Japan and perhaps Korea. But the humility of realizing you couldn't make that tip meant that it exported $38 billion and generated I don't know how many million jobs. I completely agree with Siddharth that it would be stupid to turn our back on our sophisticated pharmaceuticals, chemicals, petrochemicals, aerospace, IT, knowledge intensive. But for that, the binding constraint, as I said, is skills. It's, as the gentleman said, it's not just high-end skills, but even basic skills. That productivity, as you said rightly, is a binding constraint in manufacturing, but skills are also what drive innovation and this kind of thing. So there, that whole system is, I think the government has placed a high importance on reforming that. But at the same time, I think going back to basics, you said chemicals, it's so expensive for you to, or you in the chemical industry. How much of this is, some of the trade policy that makes it so expensive to import also makes it expensive to export. And finally, the predictability point that you were making, I keep asking people, they say horticulture, countries like Ethiopia and Kenya are selling amazing range of horticultural products. Peru has been transformed by, avocado export. But just that reliability, predictability of logistics, credit, manufacturing, that requires an environment where you actually can, invest and make those choices to produce domestically. And the final point I just want to make is that, when you look at trade data of most countries, a very large share of total exports come from very few firms. It is shocking that maybe 5% of firms account for 60% of exports in Burundi and in the United States. So small enterprises are often able to break in through these domestic value chains, which feed into foreign investors and exporters. So I think these domestic transport cost impediments, credit, you said negative interest rates, but whom are they negative for? I think the point that somebody made that there is a big difference in the interest rate the small firm is paying and the interest rate at which a large corporate can borrow from abroad. So I think thinking hard about what is it that is inhibiting participation in these domestic value chains. As you said, everything begins at home.
So the last question I'm going to ask